Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share my own experience on should we use the shoulder rest or should we not. I played the violin for like over 20 years and these are only a small amount of shoulder rest I've tried, and only till the recent, I would say 5 years, I finally figured out what suits for me. I hope this video will help you use shorter times to let you realize if you should use shoulder rest or not, or both. So this video, I will share the pros and cons of using shoulder rest versus without using the shoulder rest. And if you're the first time watch my channel, I'm a violinist with small hands and especially short pinky. If you have same hand condition like me, I think this video will be extremely helpful. If you guys would like me to testing all the shoulder rest, comment below to let me know so I can get another video out. Okay, let's get into it. So first, let me share with you 3 main parties of whether to use shoulder rest or not. So the first will be definitely not using the shoulder rest, and the other one will be definitely use the shoulder rest. And there's another party is just choose whatever works for you. But this one is a very small amount. I will tell you the reason in a minute. So let me explain it one by one. So first, let's talk about definitely not use the shoulder rest. So the representative person is Leopold Auer, who's the teacher of Jascha Heifetz. And in his book, Violin Playing as I Teach It, he pointed out whether a player is using like a cushions or like a real shoulder rest, they all have bad influence on the violin sound, which is, he pointed out they are like a mute. So basically, if you put under your violin and it touch your body, it kind of reduce the amount of the vibration of the violin. We all know the sound is a matter of vibration. If you reduce the vibration, the sound will be, I would say, less good. That is his opinion. So this is the main reason why they think you should definitely not use the shoulder rest. And now let's talk about another side of the party is definitely use the shoulder rest. This one invented is because not everybody hold the violin without the shoulder rest is very comfortable. Either they feel here is like have some pain, or like they have to raise their shoulder to hold the violin, which causes a lot of tension of your back, which against the final rule to relax while you play, right? So the shoulder rest is aiming to add some shoulder to add some neck length, so you don't need to raise your left shoulder. The violin can easily place here without you to do more effort on your left arm or shoulder. And since we can adjust the height of this feet, it will fit more people's need. So basically, it's an easier tool and more comfortable choice for wide amount of violinists there. And there's a third party in the middle that they kind of like you can choose to use the shoulder rest or not. Really depends on what you like. Okay, and this one has a small amount of people because using the shoulder rest and without the shoulder rest, they kind of have different playing method. Main thing is about your left arm and left hand. So with the shoulder rest, you can easily place the violin on your collarbone and under your chin, and boom, it's there, right? And you can move your left hand as you want. But if you do without the shoulder rest, this you might need to adjust a little bit. You actually feel here your left arm have to support the violin a little bit more, especially when you shifting, your left thumb is playing a more important role of supporting. And every time when you're shifting, your thumb actually have to move first in order to support the violin and at the same time shifting. So actually, if you used to play with the shoulder rest and you want to try without, you will feel a big difference. Trust me, if you want to try it, you will feel like you basically have to support while you're shifting. Okay, that's a lot more works. And it's kind of, if you play with the shoulder rest for years and immediately shift to without, it's basically changing a lot of ways to play. That is why you either use the shoulder rest or either you don't use. It's like rarely you put in the middle. Not a lot of teacher or people just choose like in the middle. And next, I will share with you my own experience. So when I started to learn the violin, I definitely don't know of you can play without the shoulder rest, okay? My teacher directly told me to use the shoulder rest. And I didn't think about much and just used the shoulder rest for years and years until I moved to the professional path during my college, and I started to watch and listen to more violinists playing, and I realized this very famous German violinist, Sophie Mutter, and I started to think about it, but I haven't really changed without. And later on, I started to try, but I immediately feel that it's so uncomfortable. I feel that is definitely not for me. So I quit it and I played for years and years until later on, I read the book, Leopold Auer, the book. In order to create a better tone, the first time I tried it without the shoulder rest. And you know what? That is a funny thing. So my teacher didn't tell me to do that. And when I did that and come back to the lesson without the shoulder rest, my teacher realized it and he says, why are you not using the shoulder rest? And I told him about my reason. He shared with me the experience that if you play without the shoulder rest, that is another system of playing, which is the thing I told you guys about before. He didn't really dive into it, but based on the past few teachers I had, I kind of realized that is a matter of the teacher you chose. What I mean is, if the teacher, they studied with the shoulder rest, they teach you to start with the shoulder rest. But if they are the person playing without the shoulder rest, they will start to try without the shoulder rest, okay? So after that, I started to test with myself without the shoulder rest. I do feel the violin is more closer to me and I can hear better the vibration, okay? Go try it. Even it's not comfortable, but just trying to play some open strings, you will feel the difference. And I did playing that method for, I would say, a couple months. Even I went to a concert. So at that time, I was really familiar to this method. I adjusted my body and make sure I did not raise my left shoulder. And I really liked it. And I did my recital without the shoulder rest, even though it's a little bit insecure, I would say. But after that, I kind of can play with the shoulder rest and without. And you know what? I'm now one of the middle party. When I teach my students, I will check their condition of their body. I will first let them try without the shoulder rest because that do have the better sound. And when you are closer to your violin, when you can feel the vibration, you naturally can hear the sound better. So I will usually let my students try without if they don't have the idea of should I use the shoulder rest or should not. And if they're comfortable with it, I will stick in that way until maybe one day they feel not comfortable. Maybe that is the time we introduce the shoulder rest. But I changed to immediately introduce the shoulder rest to them. That is also saying if the student, I let them try without shoulder rest, they're super uncomfortable, I will immediately introduce the shoulder rest to let them try. If they feel immediately better, that probably means they suit for with the shoulder rest. Okay, I still suggest everybody, no matter of your body shape, you should know how to play with the shoulder rest and without the shoulder rest. There's extra reason I feel is very important is when you go on the stage, everything could happen. I don't know if you ever dropped your shoulder rest during a concert. That is a nightmare, okay? If you don't know how to play with the shoulder rest, that will definitely be a nightmare for you. In order to be a complete musician, you need to build up the ability of every side. So, as my own opinion, I think you should learn to play without the shoulder rest and with the shoulder rest. So, in case during the concert your shoulder rest fall and you can still playing, okay? I'm not saying that when you play without the shoulder rest, your left hand is supporting more and it is more actively involved in your playing, which is definitely a good thing. And when you train yourself to use the left hand, especially the thumb more, and when you put on the shoulder rest, you will feel more secure, and actually you still have the habit of listening to what you play. So that will be my opinion, that you choose the way as your main one to follow, like which one is make you more comfortable when you play, and stick to that one, but at the same time practice the other way. So I think these two all have pros and cons, and when you combine them, you learn the best of them. I think that will benefit you the most. So have fun and go try it. Maybe this will lead you to a new world. And yeah, that is all the contents of today's video. I really hope this video to open a new door in your violin playing and help you to find the beautiful tone in your violin learning journey. And if you like my content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel, and comment below to let me know what other topic you want to hear. And I will see you the next one.